Hey, hi all. From Xavier COE team, we propose a intelligent voting platform using UiPath. As we all know, we are going through global pandemic due to COVID-19. We just cannot sit or wait till the pandemic gets over, and we need to actually resume our day-to-day life. As WHO suggests that we must maintain social distancing as a very first and basic precautionary measure to stop the spread of the virus. There are various challenges ahead for the Election Commission to conduct fair and election mechanism for the masses. For the resolution, we propose a transparent and fair election mechanism using UiPath as a platform. Using UiPath, we can also make the whole procedure very safe and highly secure for everyone. This will also help us to increase the participation in count. So let's get started with the video. So I would be, first of all, I'll need to log into this website that we have created for Election Commission. So this is just a dummy website, so don't worry, we are not logging into the original one. So what we need to do for the user, so if I'm going to the website for the first time, I'll need to register. And I would be entering my Aadhaar card number, my first name, my last name, and the mobile number and email ID. And email ID is not a compulsion. So the person, if he doesn't has an email ID, he can actually still skip this out, but he will need to actually mention the mobile number which has been registered inside the Election Commission database. So this is a very highly requirement which needs to be fulfilled. Okay, so let's go forward with filling up the data. So now I am filling in my data for Aadhaar card, my name and mobile number and the email ID. And I need to upload the Aadhaar card over here. So once I do this, I would need to actually upload the good version and good clear photo for the Aadhaar. So now I will be uploading my Aadhaar card. I have kept it in desktop and here I upload it and I'll do the register. So as soon as we do this, I would be getting a pop-up message as thank you for registering and please log in today. So the person cannot log in as of yet. So what will happen right now is we need to actually initiate the document understanding behind the screen. What it will do, it will actually verify the details filled in by me with the Aadhaar card being uploaded by me. So if the Aadhaar card matches, as this is a happy flow in which this condition will be fulfilled, so we won't need a manual intervention for the user or any admin to actually provide an approval for passing the registration. So let's go forward with the document understanding for me to start the document understanding in this. So over here, I'll go to the jobs, I'll start the process. I would be doing this and I would be running this process. So as you all can see, this is in the running state. So what it is doing actually in the background is actually it's basically reading the Aadhaar card and it's matching with the registered details that I have provided. And if the document understanding is able to actually successfully extract all the data, it will actually move this data and add this item to the queue also. And a successful message error means a mail will also be triggered and along with the mobile message. Okay, so now what we'll see is that a queue item has been added to the queue. So I'm just opening the transition. So as you can see, a new transition item has been created. So this is how the process is going. So let's assume, let's fast forward to the day of voting. So means, okay, I didn't show you the email. So this is the email that I received from the machine itself. So the bot actually generated a unique ID for me along with the Aadhaar card. And these are the two mandatory fields that is required for me to fill in while logging in. So let's go fast forward to the election day. So before we do that, so let's assume this is the election day that has been started. So we need to actually trigger this bot out on the election day, and it actually auto stops at a particular time if being provided. So as you can see, the Election Commission voting has been done. So this basically actually reads and extract each and every voting that has been done, and it can be actually viewed in a dashboard as well. So let's go forward with that. So I'm entering my Aadhaar card number over here. and I would be actually pasting my unique ID that has been generated by the bot. So here, so now it's been asking me whom I must cast my vote for and on what parameters have I voted on. So this would be the end message, and this will basically actually tell us that my voting has been done. Now let's assume I'm trying to re-vote again. So I'll enter this, I'll put my again my UV ID and I try to submit. Similarly, I would be getting an error message that you have already voted. So we have another timer over here. Let's assume I'm voting and I'm because of some interference, my net is not started or it's not working. So what will happen that I won't be able to actually vote within the next 5 minutes. Means the machine is actually telling the user that you have not voted. That's okay, but you can vote after 5 minutes. This is a timeout that we have provided for the user to actually maintain DNS hacking or anything like that. So now let's take a look at the bar graph that has been created. This would be the website where the whole election bar graph would be actually provided. So I voted for BJP, and that's why the election bar graph has been updated in that way. And on what parameters I voted, it's basically been reflected on the bar graph as well. So this is the happy flow in which the everything has been suggested. Now in the next flow, what we'll do, we'll actually now register 2 more users in which we'll also include the action center. Now action center would be actually started only when the user is means the Aadhaar card that is been provided has the wrong number which is not matching with the registered details of the Aadhaar. So let's go forward to that. Now starting from fresh, so I basically registered 2 new users on the election commission to show how the bot will actually respond if the Aadhaar cards are not matching. So let's start with that. So all I need to do is basically start my process again, and I would be actually starting my DU again. It would be actually telling me what is actually the status of these 2 things. Means 2 ideas, means 2 documents that I've uploaded. Are they actually matching with the registered details or not? So now it's in the pending state. Let's see that. Okay, now it's going to the running one. As you can see, it's still in process. So let's wait a few seconds for this to get processed. Now, as you can see, this has gone to a suspended state. Basically, this means that this process actually moved to the My Action Center for admin intervention. So in this, the bot, the document understanding, actually tells the admin to verify the document so he can actually register the details. So as you can see, now I will go to My Action Center and I see 1 new detail coming up over here. So I'll open this detail, I'll assign it to myself. The action has been done. So this document has actually loaded it for me. I see the name has been correctly extracted, but the Aadhaar card is basically means getting a bit confused. So I just update it. I check the data is correct. I check the date of birth. That's also coming is perfect. I'll save this data now. And as soon as you do that, what will happen is that the process will actually start initiate itself. Means as you can see, this has gone into a running state and now it has actually processed that data. So as you can see, now I'll go to the queue. I'll see how many items are being added to the means to the queue. So I see 2 new queue items because I've registered it twice. That's why I've find 2 of the new IDs being generated over here. Now, what I need to do is I need to go to the login page of the election commission. Now I'm basically acting currently as Varun, so I would be entering his details over here. So don't get a bit confused that why I'm entering his details. So let's go forward with that. I would be adding his Aadhaar card number over here, and then I would be adding the UV ID that has been received on an email. So I'll add the UV ID now, which I received on an email, and I'll click submit. So as soon as you do that, it will actually understand that this cast has means I can now vote for the person that I wanted. So let's assume I lose my internet and I get outside. I basically come out. So I'll basically paste it means I came out again because of the some internet connection or maybe I'm not able to do it. So what I do as soon as I do that, basically the system doesn't allow him to actually enter. Basically it is asking the system or the user to actually wait for 4 minutes wait for 4 minutes 21 seconds basically to be more precise, exactly 5 minutes before he can actually cast his new vote. So now let's move to the second user. I would be acting as Sarvesh over here. So now I'll basically put the Aadhaar card number of Sarvesh and the UVID that has been received on the email. After adding the UVID, I'll put the submit and I'll cast my vote. And I choose the parameters as not to disclose. And I'll get a success message. Now let's go towards voting for Varun as well. Now I'll put the Aadhaar card number of Varun and the UVID that has been provided to me. The UVID remains the same, but the person cannot actually log in before it's 5 minutes over. Okay, so now I'll actually log in after 5 minutes. Now I'm again voting as Nota and chose not to disclose. So this is how the whole process is actually going on. Now, as I voted, so what is actually happening is I'll actually get up now. I can actually see the updated graph over here. So as both of the users have voted as Nota and the parameters chosen were is being updated over here. So in the background, I have already started the job for counting the votes in the queue item. So what I'll go now, I'll go directly to the queue and show you the results that each and every one has been updated to success. So as you can all see that this is already in running status. So I can, as I go to the queue item, I can actually see both of these transitions being converted into success. And we can actually get the transition items and completed on the live and on the fly. And you can, as you can see, this thing will actually get auto cancelled and auto closed after the cutoff time has been provided to the people, or the voting time which has been set by in the asset. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let us know in case of any updates.